Hello and welcome. In healthcare, being able to communicate clearly is just so important. So in this explainer, we're going to go over some basic English grammar that'll help you talk with your patients and your coworkers. We'll keep it super simple so you can start feeling more confident right away.
We're going to build up your skills in 5 easy steps. First, we'll get the hang of basic sentences. Then, we'll learn how to add some describing words. After that, we'll talk about pronouns to make your sentences sound a lot smoother. And we'll even build some noun phrases to add more detail. And at the end, we'll do a quick review to pull it all together. Sound good? Let's get started.
Okay, let's start with the absolute basics, the building blocks of a sentence. All you need are 3 little parts: a subject, the verb be, and an adjective, which is just a word that describes the subject.
Take a look at this table. It shows you exactly how those 3 parts fit together. See the pattern? You've got a subject, a verb, and an adjective. For example, the subject I goes with the verb am, and the adjective bored. I am bored. Simple, right? Or with another subject. He is friendly, and they are polite. Each little word has its own special job to do.
So what is an adjective, really? Well, it's just a describing word. Its whole job is to give us more information about a person, a place, or a thing. In your work, you might use adjectives like friendly, calm, or polite when you're talking about people.
Let's look at this nice, simple sentence. He is friendly. The adjective here, it's friendly. And what is it doing? It's describing the subject, he. It's telling us something about him.
We can also make this sentence negative really easily. Instead of saying, he is rude, we can say, he isn't rude. Isn't is just the short, common way to say is not. And see how adding that one little word completely changes the meaning? He is friendly, he is not rude.
Okay, now for our next topic, making your very own adjectives. This is a great skill to have, and you know what? It's often as simple as just adding a special ending to a word you probably already know.
Here's how it works. You can take a word like help. If you add the ending full, you get the adjective helpful. A good nurse is always helpful. See? It's a really useful pattern to learn. Here are some of the most common endings you're going to see. Listen closely. There's able, like in reliable. There's full, like helpful. We also have less, as in careless. Us, like in the word dangerous, and ing, as in interesting. Why don't you try saying those out loud to practice? Perfect. Let's move on to pronouns. Now, pronouns are just short, really useful words that take the place of nouns. So instead of saying, the doctor is late because the doctor was busy, which sounds a bit repetitive, you can just say, the doctor is late because he was busy. It just makes your sentences flow so much better. Now, this table here shows us the different kinds of pronouns. I know, it looks like a lot, but don't worry about it. We're just going to focus on the 3 main types: subject pronouns, pronouns that show something belongs to someone, and object pronouns. Let's break it down. Let's just look at a few examples here. The subject pronoun I becomes my to show something is yours, like in my work, and it becomes me when you're the one receiving an action. The same pattern works for the others, like he, his, him, and they, their, them. So, the most important thing is knowing when to use which one. You use a subject pronoun like I or they when that person is the one doing the action, and you use an object pronoun like me or them when that person is receiving the action. Look at the examples. I work, but the manager calls me. See the difference? Fantastic. Now let's learn how to put more detail into our sentences by building what we call noun phrases. This is where we combine a few words to describe a noun a little better. And this slide shows just how easy it is. You start with your noun, like surgeon, then you add an article in front of it like a surgeon, and finally, you can pop in a describing word to give more detail, a plastic surgeon. See? It's that simple. There are actually 2 main ways you can do this. You can use an adjective before the noun, like in a professional job, or, and this is cool, you can use another noun to describe the first noun, like an emergency doctor. In that case, the word emergency is acting like an adjective, telling us what kind of doctor we're talking about. Oh, and here's a great tip for your pronunciation. When you have 2 nouns together like this, you always want to put the stress on the first noun. So we don't say hospital doctors, we say hospital doctors. Getting that little detail right will really help you sound more natural when you speak.
Excellent work. We have really covered a lot of ground. For this last part, let's just do a quick review of the main points to make sure everything is fresh in our minds.
So the most important things to take away today are these. Every basic sentence needs a subject and a verb.
Adjectives are just words that describe nouns. Pronouns are used to replace those nouns. And we can use noun phrases, like a skilled worker, to add a little more detail. Okay, let's look at one final sentence that uses all of these ideas. Our patients are not very polite sometimes. Here, our is a pronoun that shows possession. Patience is our subject. Are not is the negative verb, and polite is the adjective describing the patients. See, it all comes together.
You did a really fantastic job today. Just remember, the real key to learning any language is to practice, even just a little bit every single day.
Keep up the great work.
So, if you liked this video and found it helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press that little bell icon so you'll know when we post more videos.
And one last thing. Is there something specific you want to learn about? A grammar topic that's giving you trouble?